Awesome. Back with another Peg City Soundoff live. And yes, we are live. No edited, no pre-recorded shit. Today we got Doug and Adam from Spectre on. Um, First and foremost, why don't you guys just tell us about your band and tell us what's going on with Spectre?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
What's going on with Spectre? We just released a video not too long ago for the song Armageddon, which is the title track of our EP, which is streaming all over the place. So, listen to it repeatedly and often.
You can pick it up at our show too.
Yeah, if you're into physical copies, we have those as well. What else is going on? We just did a show on Thursday with Unto Others and Satanic Rites at the Park Theater. We have New Year's Eve coming up.
Yeah, with
right?
Villain. Yeah.
With Villain. Yeah, that's going to be cool at the Bulldog Event Center.
Yeah. So we're a heavy metal band. Classic heavy metal.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like, people always say bands like Judas Priest or Iron Maiden, if you like that kind of stuff, or if you like thrash metal and things like that, we kind of blend all those styles together. A little bit of power metal influence as well. So, yeah.
With the
Awesome.
live stage show.
Oh yeah, with the stage show, you gotta see it.
You got to see it to hear it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the same if you're just listening.
Excellent. There's there is a chat section in here, and usually every show we get people commenting. Ruth Morris, of course, is right in there, so she's usually in the chat. So just about the band. So you're two of five members. We got also have Jay on bass, Jason on guitars, and Philip on drums.
Yep.
Excellent. So jumping right to the EP, came out August of 24, I believe. So just a few months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About
Awesome.
2 days before our tour, I think we got it. Right? Something ridiculous like
Yeah.
that.
Awesome. I was actually going to say who are some of the influences, but you've already kind of nailed it, I think. I listened to the album last week, had another run through today, and definitely get a Maiden vibe in there. Really cool.
Mhm.
Different. I'm gonna say different. I don't feel there's a lot of bands doing that I'm hearing personally, but big fan of it. Sounds awesome. Tell us about the Armageddon video though. There's a lot of hype about on that on Facebook. I saw.
Oh, that was really fun.
Yeah, well, we had our friend and colleague Travanima film it with us. We filmed it like a dank little back area that we probably shouldn't have been standing in for too long, because if you look around, all that stuff, all that dirt, all that grime, all those spider webs are authentic, man. So
Yeah, it was just us filming in the room with a few lights. Right?
Yeah.
It was pretty gross.
it was nice and sweaty too, so it made for a cool effect, and I'm really proud of the way that it turned out.
I don't know what we were breathing in that room, but we probably shouldn't have been doing it.
Whatever it was, it came out over the course of the next couple of days after.
Just coughing up shit for a couple of days after filming that. It was nasty.
How long have you guys been together?
Almost 2 years, I think.
Yeah, when did we?
Our first gig was March.
Our first gig was March 2023, like right at the very end, and then I think we got together about 6 months before that. So
About 2 years.
yeah, about 2 years total, and a year and a half gigging.
Wow.
Like, give or take.
Roughly, yeah.
Well, you've done a lot in a short period of time, though. You mentioned a tour you were on.
Yeah, we went out west. We swung through Alberta and stuff. It was good.
Yeah, we had a couple places in Saskatchewan, and we spent most of our time in Alberta. Right during that heat wave, so some of the drives were pretty fun, especially for a couple of our band members that didn't have the AC that they needed.
Well, because we unexpectedly had to take a couple vehicles. The van we were going to borrow a van from a friend, give them some, kind of rent it from them, give them some money and borrow their van, but their van broke down 3 days before we left.
Yeah, it was kind of a blessing in a way.
So we kind of just took our own vehicles and made it work.
Cool.
Well, because we didn't have to break down on the road.
Oh yeah, I guess because we didn't have it broken. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Do you find it hard to be a touring band in Canada? This is something that's come up with a couple a couple of the town bands that I had talked to already.
Yeah, because it's just the distances, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not bad once you get into Alberta. You can tool around Alberta quite a bit and hit like towns where it's like, a couple hours away from each other, and you can hit tons of different towns. But Manitoba and Saskatchewan and stuff are brutal because the drives are so long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly what they said too. And the one band I talked to, they're from Saskatoon, I believe, and they were saying how hard it was to get an actual tour in. But it seems that a lot of bands that they get into Alberta, there's obviously places there, and I'm sure you guys have played Brandon before, and
Lots. Yeah.
Portage
Brandon
and
and Portage Prairie, we kind of play
Yeah.
regularly because they're close by, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's always good. Are you guys involved with Badlands Promotions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
involve how like we get Dag from Badlands to like help us out. Like he booked our tour.
Yeah.
Right. We paid him and he booked our tour. He made our EPK.
Yeah.
So like we'll hire them to do stuff because
Yes.
I don't know anyone else who's doing that stuff.
Yeah. And he's great.
They do great work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does a great job.
He's
Just
awesome.
everything, right? So
And the amount of stuff he does just to push local bands. Like he drove, what was that town with the sound?
Yeah. Lethbridge.
Lethbridge. He drove all the way to Lethbridge while we were on tour, met us in Lethbridge to do sound for the show there. Like,
and then drove himself back that same night.
And then drove back that same night. Like, if that isn't commitment to your scene, then I don't know what is. And like, that was pretty cool.
I had him on, not on this show, but the show I was doing before this one. I had him on leading up to the Loud Awards, which that was the first Loud Awards show I'd been at. I figured doing all the podcasts, it was called The Boneyard was the podcast I was on, but I had a lot of loud bands. Ramskull was on there as well.
Yeah.
Some really cool bands, and then kind of led up to the Loud Awards, so I went to that, and obviously that, I'll be honest with you, that was one of the first times I really heard Spectre, and I heard Spectre all night. You guys had nominated for all your respective instruments. Doug, you were up for Performer of the Year too, I believe.
Yeah, Performer and guitar player.
Yeah.
And then we got Metal Band of the Year as well.
Yeah, just a crazy amount of hearing the name Spectre. It was awesome though.
That felt good.
Yeah.
Well, and we worked pretty hard.
Yeah.
Like we spent a lot of time on this, so it's nice to get some recognition. Just to have people aware that you exist.
We gig a lot. We practice a lot.
Yeah,
so
a lot. Lots of rehearsals and shows.
Yeah.
You guys are the I had a band on last year, I guess. Yeah, last year. And talking about the busiest bands in Winnipeg, and I believe you guys are probably the busiest band in Winnipeg right now. Your name's up a lot. Like I said, I saw your video on Facebook. Everyone was sharing it, and you guys are killing it out there right now. Obviously, going to the Loud Awards and seeing the love for you guys there too was great to see.
Thank you.
What's your take on the Loud Awards? How do you like the Loud Awards?
Well, I think they're fun. I think anything that gives people a chance to, anything that gets our scene kind of more out there and more recognition, like more events are better, right?
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it boosts everybody up. It gets everybody excited about the music scene and stuff, and it inspires other people to maybe get involved, and can't be a bad thing.
No, exactly right. It's cool to go in there and know a lot of people from the music scene, but go there and see a whole different side of it, right? And it's good to see the bands getting the recognition, and the bands that played that night too were fantastic. And you can talk about the School of Rock band that started the night. They were just, it was so good to see. And then just the rest of the band just killed it all night. So
the Haleys,
and Ramskull, Sans Regret. I've never heard of them till that night, and they kind of knocked everyone's socks off. So it's just a good event. Talking about
it's just getting bigger and bigger. They're getting bands like Voivod and stuff, and I don't even know next year to top it, right? But
exactly right.
We'll find a way.
Yeah. Last year was like a Econoline Crush or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool to see, and it's obviously Badlands and Dag just doing a lot of work on those, and good to see it pay off. Good to see a good turnout there, and the Park Theater is such a nice venue now. I love that they've they blew out that wall now, and it's so open and it's fantastic in there.
Yeah, we love it there.
I have a love-hate relationship with that renovation they did.
Why is that?
Well, because I love it because it's like almost, I think, tripled the capacity of the venue or something. So it's really cool because like we get a lot of bands now that didn't really have the proper sized venue before. But on the other side, it's sort of not a local venue anymore, right? Like the Park Theater used to be like a local venue. Now it's sort of, it's too big. It's not a local venue anymore. It's for big touring bands. So it's like
big shots.
I love it because those awesome bands can come here and I get to see them and stuff. But I'm like, at the same time, I sort of feel like we lost a bit of a venue. But that's right. It's like, I guess it all balances out.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is Side Stage went up beside it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So cool.
Before we went live, we kind of talked about Side Stage. And just talking about venues, like that. Well, I'll go back to that first, but that venue is just, it's so good. The sound is good. Everything was good. The hospitality, everything's just fantastic there. I'm so happy to have something like that. And your bass player was in there talking to him and kind of giving him a little tour around because my band was playing there that night. And he kind of nailed it on the head. And he said Winnipeg needed something like this.
Yeah.
A venue like this.
Right, exactly. And you can't beat the location. It's right next to the Park Theater.
Yeah.
Everyone knows.
Yeah.
If someone's like, "Oh, where are you playing? Side Stage? Where's that?" Well, it's right beside the Park Theater. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That kind of goes with what you were saying, right? Where it's like you get a venue for bands that are working with that size of crowd, right?
Yeah.
So like you can have this packed place, and then now that the park has kind of gone up a level in that regard, it sort of replaces to a degree like what the Garrick was, right? Because we lost that already.
Right.
So it's kind of like one gain one, and then we get also the side stage, which is awesome.
Yeah. So
awesome.
it's all wins.
It'll work out in the end.
Yeah, for sure. Right. They they've been booking a ton there. There's always some going on there. But what a run of venues down Osborne. You got the Tap House, then you got the Park Theater, then you got Side Stage, you got Park Alleys. It's just it's a great run. And I live right in the middle of it, so it's pretty nice actually.
You get to see all the
shows. Oh yeah, that's great.
You don't find all that parking down there either.
Yeah. I made a truce with one of the customers at the Marigold the other night. I parked in Marigold and she asked if I was going to Marigold. I said no. I said we're in a band. We're playing Side Stage. And she said, "Oh, come over for a drink after." And I said, "Well, are you the owner?" She says, "No." And I said, "Well, don't tell them I parked in their parking lot." So, so we were good. How about just talking about Spectre? How about a Spectre show? What does a person expect going into a Spectre show? Expect or not expect?
What you can expect is high energy, lots of people bouncing around on stage, lots of jumps, and if you like stuff like twin guitar harmonies and stuff like that, or
ripping solos and
I mean, just like basically anything that we really like from rock and metal, we try to bring that to the stage, and so like we all like bands that have a really energetic stage presence and stuff, and we try to do that as best as we can. And I feel like that's a lot of the feedback that we get, and people appreciate that. So
awesome. Who are some bands you guys like playing with in the city here?
In the city,
I love playing with everybody. I'm afraid to list bands because I know I'm going to forget some. And I'll feel like a jerk.
Yeah.
Winnipeg's such a it's always been such an amazing music city, right? There's so many good bands and there's so many bands.
Well, we were talking about Dystodius before, so we played with them, and you mentioned Ramskull as well. We had them on our tour as well for a couple shows.
Yeah, we just played with Satanic Rites for the first time.
Yeah,
Thursday. They're super cool.
I personally like up and comers Phantom Killing. I always try to give those guys a shout out. Skyraid's pretty cool. Yeah, that's the thing, is like young guys getting into metal, right? Or not getting into metal, but I mean like performing stuff. That's cool. Who else is Oh, Unsilenced and
Oh, yeah.
and THC is cool.
Oh, those guys are awesome. And On the Fly,
On the Fly,
they're cool dudes.
yeah. Can't forget
Awesome.
those. We played with them a million times.
Indigo.
Indigo, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's just such a great it's a great scene, Winnipeg. It's such a good undiscovered scene too.
yeah.
And yeah, there's I can't say enough things about it. And I said earlier that I was working with a different podcast. They were out of Ontario, and I really roped them into Winnipeg, and we started doing a bunch of Winnipeg bands. Then I started this one, and I was like, I'm going to venture out a bit, but there's just so much undiscovered music in Winnipeg that needs to be pushed out there a little bit too, right? And that's why I was so excited to have you guys on there, because this is a little different for me. As I said, I've never seen a Spectre show, but really looking forward to a Spectre show, because you got Ruth Morris commenting in here, and she's mentioned you guys quite a bit. So
If you got nothing, if you don't have New Year's Eve plans yet, come out to Bulldogs and check out Villain too. They're awesome. So I'm excited to play with those guys.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good night. I'm sure there'll be a lot of energy that night too. Even more so than usual.
excellent. New Year's Eve. That sounds like it'd be a good night.
Yeah.
What's you guys play Bulldog quite a bit though, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to a show there years ago, and there was like a skate, like a half pipe in the basement.
Scam Jam.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Yeah, I think I played that show.
Oh, really? Yeah, it was it's a great night.
Yeah, it's a great venue.
Do they still do the shows upstairs too, or is it all in the basement? Or
It used to be like they used to have like a front half where it was like kind of pizza joint with the smaller stage, and then in the back they had the event center.
Yeah.
And now it's just the event center.
okay.
But I think, was it opened up or something, or I forget. But it's nice, and the sound is always great. Shout out to Wags.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And Dan.
And Dan, yeah,
Grabco does good sound too,
for sure.
Him and Wags.
Awesome. I haven't like I said, I haven't been there since that Scam Jam years ago. So looking forward to actually, my band is playing there. It has been announced, so I'm not going to say much more about that. But we are playing there in January sometime. So looking forward to that as well.
Oh, cool. Well, you can scout it out at our show, and you can get kind of.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Rally the troops out for that one. So awesome. So random question for you guys: what's the best concert you've ever seen?
Oh, Christ.
Oh,
That's
man.
a good one.
Probably Maiden.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like it's the difference between like what's the best and what's the one I was most excited for and stuff, right? Because like I'm a big Guns N' Roses guy, so when I saw them, that was great at the stadium. But I saw Judas Priest at the MTS Center, and I had floor tickets for that, so that one was pretty crazy for me.
Yeah, I've seen Priest a few times, Maiden a few times.
I saw Sabbath. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, Sabbath was so good.
So,
Yeah, Maiden always puts on a good show too.
oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, been a couple shows. What's what's next for Spectre?
We're writing at the moment, so hopefully by New Year's we'll have a few new songs to bust out.
Mm-hmm.
And then more merch, more recording.
Yes, more merch.
We need more merch.
You guys have merch out right now? We
got a bit of merch right now. We just got some keychains in. We'll probably get some more of those. They have a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
We got our EP still. We always do like limited run animal shirts. So like we'll take an animal, usually like a pet from one of the bands, and we'll put our logo on there and a nice picture of the animal. And so those ones, we just get a few, we sell them out, and we never do them again. So they're kind of like a bit of a collector's thing. And then normally we have this one that I'm wearing here.
Yeah.
Chrome logo, currently sold out, but we'll be getting some of those.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We need money, so we got to play more shows.
Yeah, we got to play more shows, man.
Where does a person go to get merch when it is available?
Shows.
Just right at the shows. Excellent.
Right at shows.
We're trying to work on getting some online system for ordering and stuff, but we're lacking the technical prowess at the moment. But
I mean, also, as long as I can handle it, you could message any of the band members, and I'll send it out. I've done that already. So,
yeah, we've mailed stuff out. Like if people
Yeah.
aren't living in Winnipeg, we've like we'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We've sent stuff to Italy and
Yeah, we sent some
Netherlands and
stuff
It was kinda
overseas
cool.
already, and then we sent some stuff just to the other side of Canada and stuff too. So
Jeez, worldwide.
yeah.
It's the plan.
Awesome. So you mentioned you got a New Year show coming up. Any other shows coming that you can speak of?
I'm sure we might pick up something between now and then, but nothing yet.
Yeah, just New Year's. Then there's one in March and one in April.
Yeah, because we kind of we're laying a little low because we're trying to focus on writing. But then again, we never turn down a show unless we absolutely have to. So if somebody has a spot open and they want us to play, well, hit us up.
We'll do our best to get there.
Yeah.
Awesome. That about wraps up. Usually shows are pretty short. Just wanted to get you guys on here and have a little chat and kind of go from there, and maybe introduce you guys to the show itself. There's a couple coming up actually. Deidre Boris commented in there. She's actually going to be on it very shortly too. I think in a week or something. December 11th. December 11th she will be on it, but December 1st I'm actually having what I'm calling fan night. So it's not actual the musicians, it's the fans. It's Ruth Morris is coming on, a couple people she knows, and
I gotta tune in for sure.
yeah, it'll be a good night. It's gonna be people that are into different genres, go to different venues, and just kind of talk about the scene. I'm sure Spectre is going to come up in that one too. I'm not sure who's all coming on, but I think there's about 6 or 7 of them now, so should be a good one. And then we got Shit Happens coming on December 15th. So
Yeah.
We played
with them too.
We played with them in Morden, I think, once.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, where'd you play in Morden? Was that Trav's or
At a Legion?
It was at a
Okay.
Legion.
Oh,
And then
nice.
we played there another time at a place called Trav's Bar.
Yeah.
Which it wasn't until we got there that I was sure it wasn't someone's basement. Which would have been awesome too. I mean,
We've done that too.
I'm not above playing in a basement, don't get me wrong. But when it's like Trav's Bar, I'm like, oh, it sounds like someone has like a bar in their basement.
Yeah.
But that was really
Travelers. I'm not sure what. I think there's another place. I think there's rocks or something in Morden. There's only a couple places, but cool, awesome. Well, good chatting with you guys. My voice is about shot now, so all right. Well,
having us, even though you're sick.
yeah, no, you know what? I wanted to make sure I get you guys on. I hate rescheduling, and I did it once. I had, anyone who doesn't know, I had them booked on the 20th, and I thought I got something that night. It turned out it was my anniversary, so didn't want to let the wife down on that one. So
should have had her on the show.
Should have had her on the show. Exactly. Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. Looking forward to hearing more from you, and I'm definitely going to get out to a show. I'll get some people out and hopefully see you guys New Year's.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thanks, guys.